Evening. Right, can you see me? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Ooh. Screen looks a bit weird. Let me know if you can see me, if you can hear me. Let's have some thumbs up and then we can get cracking. Got one yes. That's good. We are in the same house though, so does that count? Don't know. Evening all. I'm going to turn my attention to the chat right now. Let me scroll back and say hello. I think we've got a few gems in tonight. That's good. Hi Stephen. Hi Mark. Hi Ceci. Hi Paul. Oh, well, I think I'll actually start with you, Paul, because there's a question in already. Do you have a theory on where Lyman is at the moment? His backdrop has changed. I think that was just for one. I think I know what you mean, because I had a little look recently at a couple of nonsense videos that he did, and I think he just changed room. He moved out the bric-a-brac shop and just went into a different room in the bric-a-brac shop. So I think that's probably what it is. Interestingly, there was a video that he did with, Gold, buy Gold, those two, and Fraudy. And if you're eagle-eyed, if you have a little look behind him, where there used to be a wardrobe, an ill-fitting wardrobe behind him, there's now some white goods. I'm so nosy. I was like, what's this here? And it looks like either a dishwasher, a tumble dryer, or a small fridge. Just still in its wrapping, just behind him. So I don't know what that's all about. But yeah, I mean, it's bric-a-brac shop, isn't it? So anything goes. So there you go. But that was just, but I think he just, maybe he realised after that people could see the white goods behind him, and it didn't look like the sort of room that somebody who works for MI5, MI6 and CIA would be sitting in. I mean, you just wouldn't be sat there with white goods behind you wrapped up. Not professional, is it? Not very profesh. So just moved into a different room. I think that's what happened. So I reckon that's what's going on there. But anyway, that was in quick with a question. Right, who else have we got in? Loads of gems. Hi, Kat. Hi, Rochella. Hello, Joe. Who else have we got here? Hi, Caroline. Have I said hi to Stephen Hall? I should. You're always the first in, Stephen. And who else have we got here? Sorry, my eyes are rubbish. I think I need to go and get my eyes tested, actually. Hi, Michael. Michael from Chicago. And hi, John Barton. Right. I think I've said hello to everybody. I'm sorry if I've missed anybody, but oh, Raymond, hello. Right, okay. Should we get started then? And I'm so sorry that I haven't come on sooner than this. It's been weird. It's been a weird quite a few weeks. We had crazy heat wave here. For those of you who are in the States, we had a bit of a weird, unexpected heat wave. We don't get heat waves here very much, and we all get very excited and we all go out and buy like paddling pools and stuff, don't we? For like the sake of a day, and then we moan about how hot it is, and it's our right to do that. Because nobody has aircon here, unless you've got a load of money and you live somewhere fancy by the sea. No one has aircon, so we sit there sweating, going, "Oh, it's too much. Is this? Oh, it's too much. Oh, I mean, I like it, but it's too much." So we do a lot of that, and then it gets cold again. And I think that's why this week I've been a bit under the weather, been a bit poorly, because we've gone from really, really, really crazy hot, sweaty weather to almost a bit like autumnal or springtime. It's all, the temperature's shot down. So I've been a bit my best day was yesterday. I actually got to meet one of the actual real life gems in real life, in person, real. But anyway, right. Have we got any questions in? I'm sure. No, I need my eyes retesting. I think my prescription must have changed. I can't see. I'm blind as a bat. Right. Here we go. John Barton. Totally agree with you over the driving instructor. He's a bit of a freak. Oh, yes. Have you seen my Confessions of a Driving Instructor, John? I think you'd like that. Confessions of a Driving Instructor, Parts 1, Part 2, and Christmas Special. Go back and look in my videos. I think you'd quite like them. Have you been baking today? Asks Ceci. No, I went out and then thought I need to bake that because I had a really nice rhubarb and ginger scone. And I thought, my God, I've got a garden full of flaming rhubarb. I think that's what I need to bake. But I never actually got around to it. So, yeah. I will, though. Right. Right. Where are we? Everybody. Got told off by my mum over those vids. Never lies. Yay! That's brilliant. That makes me very happy, John. Then, because yeah, I loved so much making it. I actually don't know how we got through, how we got enough footage to edit together, because we were cracking up driving around and going through McDonald's drive-throughs and God knows what to make those ridiculous sketches. But they were so fun. I'd love to do that again, but I didn't want to like do it to death. I didn't want to milk it. I thought 3 was probably enough. Who is Fraudy in real life? Really? Raymond, really? Not messing with me? Fraudy. Well, I'm sure I'm sure somebody down in the chat will tell you exactly who Fraudy is. Well, fraud rhymes with his surname. So there you go. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. It's just someone who talks absolute nonsense. Right. Joe, if you want to bring a bag of sugar round to my back garden, you can help yourself to as much rhubarb as you like. It won't die. Rhubarb won't die. You can't kill rhubarb. It just won't die. It even starts sprouting up when it's like spring snow. It's weird. You can't kill it. So we've just got so much of it, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to. And we've got 2 full apple trees of cooking apples at the moment, so I'm gonna have to get going with like making pies and stuff. I'm not moaning. It's fun. I enjoy it. Right. Yeah, and he's not a real doctor either. Right. I think you know exactly who Fraudy is anyway. Anyway, right. Ray knows exactly. Oh my God, I think I've just worked out who Ray is. You know exactly who Fraudy is. Oh dear. Yeah, I read that and I thought, No, I've just clicked. Okay, yeah, you know. In fact, I think the brackets not a real doctor should ring a bell with Raymond. Brackets not a real doctor. Can't take out your appendix or anything. You need. Oh, thank you very much. Right. So it's been a while since I've done a live stream, and I thought what we could do is maybe a little bit of a 6-month review, probably a bit late for 6-month review. Maybe a half-year review of what was Grifting 2022, and this is where you lot come in, because you are brilliant, and you poor buggers have to sit through a lot of fraudy nonsense and Lyman nonsense, because a lot of you come and give me my material by telling me what they're talking about, because I often cannot bring myself to listen to their absolute nonsense. So I perhaps we need a little bit of a rewind and a look back at the craziness of what promises they made for 2022. And we certainly had quite a lot from oh, am I leaving you hanging? I'm sorry. sorry. What new scam do you think the grifter may come up? Well, look, I mean, from what I have just seen with Fraudy, they're still doing the same thing. They said something about this weekend. I've been told that something is going to be happening this week. I don't know what, because they never know. They don't know what, but they can tell you because they're in the know that they've been told by one of their insiders that something big is going to happen this weekend. Let's just leave it wide open. It could be anything. Could be an earthquake. You know, it could be a sudden, you know, weather event. It could be, you know, a riot somewhere. Who knows? But let's just leave it wide open. Something big is going to come this weekend, and then just in case something big does come this weekend, you can go, yeah, you see, no, I was told that. I couldn't say what because I was under an NDA. But I was told, and this is the game that they play, and this is why we can't leave them alone, is it? Because we were just okay, right. Chicago out, okay, Monkey. Phil Godlesky is the biggest grifter. He is, and I have watched a lot of cold beer confessionals exposing things on him, and I think Will did a good job, didn't he, of exposing the nonsense. It's quite interesting when you watch somebody like that, somebody that they're all narcissists as well, these people, and they talk a good game, or they think that they talk a good game, and they'll just, it's like all the word salads come out. Sacha Stone, another classic, the word salad comes out. He's quite clever with the things that he says, because I think he accesses the new age the bullshit whatever quote thing. There is an actual website that you can go to, yeah, he just comes out with nonsense, but he's very, very good at just word salading everything and making himself sound really well read, like he has his finger on the pulse, like he has this incredible spiritual knowledge, because he uses, you know, just a few spiritual buzzwords that make everyone go, oh well, you know, he clearly knows what he's talking about, because he said, you know, the blah blah and the so and so and the blah blah. That's it, the new age bullshit generator. Could find it. But phone in hand. Let's find it, and I'll give you an example of the brilliance of the new age bullshit generator. Oh God, now can't spell when I'm under pressure. Bullshit generator. It better come up. New age PS generator. Where is it? New age PS. Check random new age bullshit by using the new age BS generator. What was you doing? You were okay. The goal of ultrasonic energy is to plant the seeds of beauty rather than dogma. Where there is desire, divinity cannot thrive. We must awaken ourselves and awaken others. This is honestly, this is probably what is a program running through Sacha Stone's brain. If you've never experienced this oasis of creative act, it can be difficult to live. Reality has always been full of star seeds whose bodies are baptized in life. There's just no getting around that. Turning suffering into gratitude is up to you. But there you go. You must take a stand against dogma. We must learn how to lead sacred lives in the face of yearning. And this, but you know, if you stand up and do that a lot, then people will go, oh God, that gave me the feels. That really gave me the, oh my God, I'm feeling that. I'm feeling he's so bright. He's so intelligent. This guy's amazing. I'm going to follow him. And it's that easy. And this is sort of what Lyman does as well, isn't it? Doesn't quite. I mean, there's a lot more. Obviously, there's a lot more clearing with the throat. And just, it's like I'm trying to get the word. It's like the word is there, but I've remembered I've signed an NDA, so I can't let it out. And it's frustrating. It is frustrating. But you understand. I mean, if you don't understand, it's your fault because of course you are underdeveloped. This is what he does, and people fall for it and have fallen for it for a long time. And this is how they get their followers. It's crazy. You make bugger all by telling the truth. I tell you that. Paul Holt, you can offer any theories you like, my dear. That's fine. But while you're offering your theory, I'm going to spin back through the chat because I went off on one. When I go off on one, I pay no attention to what people are saying in the chat. So please, all caps for questions. And I've seen, Kat, I answered that one. Thank you, Kat, who demonstrated this by writing her question in all caps. And I actually saw it. Yes, he did tick doctor. He claims he ticked doctor by mistake on his driver's license. He didn't. He did it because he wanted free parking spaces. That was what he said he did. His story changes, of course, because that's fraudy for you. Right, where are we? Has anyone checked it? No, haven't. Oh, no, Paul. I think you might need to refresh or something. That's okay. Lyman would. I don't know. I don't think Lyman would send me a tie, Stephen. He wouldn't. He wouldn't. I've crossed a line, and no, I'm not worthy of a tie as far as he's concerned. Okay, Paul. One of his earlier videos years ago, he talks about falling down a deep hole and hitting his head as a child. Oh, yes. It was then that the alien experiences delusion. No. And this is where Paul, he trips himself up because he has said in numerous interviews that he remembers being 6 months old and being lifted out of his crib by aliens. So see what I mean about how his story changes. He may have fallen into a deep hole. Wasn't it that he fell into water or something? Didn't he fall into like a canal or something? I can't remember what he claimed. John Bolton, you got an 80-inch TV. Good Lord. Somebody doesn't live in a bric-a-brac shop, I can tell. Right. Yeah, I think, see, this is what I'm saying. His story changes. So we've gone from, he fell into a hole and then he had these alien experiences. And then he's also, didn't he fall off a bridge? He fell off something at the top of a Christmas tree, perhaps. I don't know. Yeah, his story changes all the time. This happened, that happened, this happened, that happened. Just like his grift changes because we went from, my parents are aliens to I am involved with 3-letter agencies and I know everything about American politics and what's going on behind the scenes. The White House, the good guys, the higher ups. But if you worked for a 3-letter agency, you wouldn't be on YouTube and you wouldn't refer to people as the good guys, the bad guys, the higher up. It's like a fantasy world and it's just not believable. Toady UK, surely Jen, all that origin. What they're like superheroes with their origin stories, aren't they? Well, Fraudy's changes as well, doesn't it? Michael, has Lyman had any more alien cat children? As far as I know, just Zarka. Just Zarka. For anyone joining who is checking this out for the first time and has only ever seen me doing like political satire, you're going to be going, what is this woman banging on about? So I take the mickey out of, let's call it Q wrong, Q wrong, the 17th letter of the alphabet. Grifters who came in and claimed to have all of these connections to secret agencies and secret plots to save the world, headed by the big guy, Mr. T, not Mr. T from the A-Team, although in one of my sketches I did allude to that because it was more fun and more believable. So I got quite cross with all these people telling fibs about things like that, and I just decided to make satire and loosely based my characters on some of these people. And it's fun, and we all get to have a laugh because a lot of people in this community have come together because at one point they may have, not everybody, but they may have believed one of these people or more than one of these people, or been part of groups who believed these people. And when it all sort of transpired that it was all a load of old nonsense, they felt a little bit disillusioned, maybe a little bit silly, and wanted to have a community to lean on that felt comfortable with and that kind of understood where they were coming from. And they found, hopefully, Seeker of Truth, and they found Griftbusters, and then eventually I appeared like a ruddy, hilarious superhero, just appeared one day. Sorry, I went very green then. I don't know what happened. And then we all realised that we've all got quite a lot in common, really. And the one thing that we can do is giggle at the nonsense, because we can't, unfortunately, we can't stop these people. We cannot stop the grifters. And but what we can do is make fun of them, not the people that believe them, because I feel kind of sorry for them, especially the ones who were putting off life-saving medical treatment because they believed that med beds were coming, because Fraudy and Lyman told all of their followers that the med beds are coming, and I believe they are still pushing that. Somebody told me recently, I think it was Stephen who told me recently, that was saying that the med beds were coming, or I heard from somewhere else that they were saying that the med beds were for for the US Army only and members of CC. Amazing. So if you're not a member of CC, you're no med bed for you. No medical, life-saving medical treatment for you. You're just going to have to put up with paracetamol and and chemo. Sorry, that's all you're getting, because you're underdeveloped, so you're not allowed it. Actually, no med bed for you. But if you're a member of my organisation, then med bed for you. Okay. Right, we've got a question. Do you think they believe each other? So that's a really interesting question, actually, Uni, because I sort of zoom in on their face. When they're doing the 4-man, and this is one that I watched recently, where Fraudy was saying something big is coming this weekend. I can't tell you what I've been told. That's all I know. But something big is happening this weekend. It might not, but it also might. So there you go. I've covered all my bases. I was watching Lyman's face, and I sort of zoomed in. In fact, that's why I found the white goods behind him, because I was zooming in on the face to watch his body language. I don't think he believes Fraudy, because I think he knows it's all a load of old nonsense and that they're all talking bollocks. And I think he doesn't. I think he's just like, I think the cogs are turning and he's going, how are we getting away with this? How are we getting away with this? I think that's what he's doing. But yeah, he's got a fairly good poker face ish, but when he opens his mouth and the and that's why we're doing it, because of that reason. And no, that to me is a dead giveaway that he's just talking absolute garbage. Right. Medbeds are coming in the Star Trek movie. Yes, John. I can believe it. I bet they're really good as well. I bet everyone wants to have a go. Yeah, and that's right, Paul. They stopped paying their credit cards and loans, and some of them stopped paying their mortgages because they all thought the QFS was coming, and then they thought Nasara Gasara was coming, and it apparently is still coming, and fraud is still ahead of the QFS. Why? If you were let's just imagine for a second that the QFS is actually real. If you were going to set up a quantum financial system, right? Would you put a man in charge who's been sent down for some form of fraud, for non-payment of child support, I think was one of the reasons why he went to prison, and who used to flog timeshare in Marbella? Is that your guy? Is that your man that you're going to put in charge? Because I wouldn't put him in charge of a raffle at a school fair, because I would be terrified that he would nick the proceeds that were like going to the school or whatever. No, just no. You're not. No one in their right mind would put that man at the head of anything. He is CEO of his own imagination. I've just spotted that whopping bruise on my arm. I went down a helter-skelter tube slide thing, and I didn't do that. And because I didn't do that, and my arm was out here all the way down, I've got the worst bruise. Anyway, that learned me very quickly. Right. Oh, General Flynn said medbeds are coming soon. Oh, well, it's got to be true then, isn't it? Because he's just a fountain of honesty, isn't he? Oh, Gen Flynn. Oh, dear. Right. Oh, we got some newbies in. Hi, Eric. Hi, Book Girl. That's nice to see. I've not seen some of you in a while. Right. Was he jealous when Charlie went to America and got a standing ovation? Did he get a standing ovation? Aww. There might have been a bit of jealousy from Lyman. It might have been a little bit. He might have been a bit bit peanut butter and jelly, because of course he can't fly. So he's afraid of flying. Even though he told all of his followers last year that he was moving to the United States of America. We've forgotten that lie now. We've forgotten all about it, because we're still in the bric-a-brac shop, not leaving either. And he might have been a bit jealous seeing Fraudy magic like that. Let's talk about this. So Fraudy went to America. Did he go? Tell me in the comments. Did he go with his wife and his son? Question. Because I know he went. Did he bring them with him? And then I'll make my point about this. That my observation. Cleaning lady would do a better job than Fraudy. Yeah, she would. She'd also keep those quantum machines bloody clean. You know, she would. And I used to clean in a bank. So I know this. You've got to get right round and underneath. You've got to lift the keyboards up and go underneath them, and make sure that the screens are nice and clean for them, and that the headsets are sanitized, all that kind of thing. Yeah. Oh yeah. She'd keep it clean. I mean, none of it might work. It might all be bollocks, but she'll keep it clean. Right. Where were we? So yeah, I was looking for you to answer me. No one's answered me. I think yes, because his next video was in Barbados after America and his wife was with him. Thank you, Paul. Right. Okay. So that's really important. And I think his son presumably would have been part of that entourage as well, I would imagine. It's not like they would have left him at home in Marbella by himself. So he would have been there with them. So here's my point. Did he magic himself and his family into America? How did he get in? How? Because there's something that you have to do in order to be allowed into America these days after the past 2 years. And he said he wasn't going to do that and had not done that. So if he hasn't done that, how did he magic himself, his wife, and his son in to the US? How did he do it? He's a fraudster. That's why we call him Fraudy, because he's an absolute fraudster. Right. Okay, let me spin back a little bit through the chat because I've sort of jumped here, there, and everywhere with it. So for those of you who are joining who have never watched this before, I don't just answer questions and sip tea and chit chat. I do take requests for different characters. I've added quite a few. So yeah, I do that. I saw a video for him. He said medbeds won't work on you if you're stuck in 3D. Medbeds only for the worthy ones. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's the perfect disclaimer, isn't it? It's the absolute perfect disclaimer. Now, did somebody bring, was this Caroline earlier? God, I might have spin way back. Did Caroline ask a question about TED? Oh, see, this is why I know I need my my eyes testing again, because I'm absolutely. Can you do dinner with TI on TikTok? Oh my God, I am. I am new to the Tickety Talks, guys, as you know, and I don't know if I'm going to stay on TikTok because security-wise, it seems a bit daunting. I don't like dodgy things like that, so I might not stay on. I prefer YouTube, to be perfectly honest with you. Right. But maybe I may introduce targeted individual to TikTok. She's the sort of person that would have a TikTok anyway, wouldn't she? Although she'd probably think that, you know, Don't Strike and all that was watching. So because she's targeted. So even though she's a makeup and beauty vlogger and conspiracy influencer, she probably wouldn't, you know, want to be on there in case like they climbed out of her phone, you know. Right. Sorry, I've spun too far back in the chat, so now I'm seeing things I've already seen. Fraudy says everything's a Fraudy says everything's a pantomime. What character would you love to play in panto? Well, I've already done panto. I love my weird connections to all of the nonsense that the grifters say. I've had that weird connection of NDAs because, as I've told you before, I literally did sign one NDA in my life to not talk about the celebrities that I met at the Greece sing-along Greece DVD premiere, which is like not even a big thing. But I had to sign an NDA because of the celebrities that were there. So I literally have signed an NDA in my life. Not really a big deal. It's a piece of paper. You sign it and say, no, I won't say anything. End of. And I used to clean banks, another connection to Fraudy there and his lies. And I can tell you now, if I picked up the phone in the bank, I would have been escorted off the premises by security, sacked immediately, hand in your ID badge. You're not coming through these doors again. And I've totally thrown myself off. So panto, thank you, and brought myself back. Bring me back, Gems, if I wander off. Panto, I've already done. I actually was in Dick Whittington, and surprisingly, I played Dick, which I think was a bit of foreshadowing for what I'm doing right now. So yeah, I was Dick, and now I'm being a dick all the time, throwing on wigs, talking nonsense down my phone, and doing live streams and prattling on as different characters. How far I've fallen from the heady days of pantomime. It was good fun. I enjoyed it. Yeah, I was Dick Whittington in pantomime. I also played Pinocchio in a production. It's not panto. It was just a show, and I played Pinocchio in that. That was a very uncomfortable mask I had to wear on my face. Anyway, right. I might dig out some old photos because some of you might not believe me, but it's very true. Right. Where are we? So thank you for that, Ceci. Right. Paul Holt, I genuinely rang the US Embassy to report him and they hung up on me. So I got through to Homeland Security in the USA to report him. Officially, he isn't allowed in because he's been to prison. Eh? But he did go. So how did he get in? Well, that's very strange, Paul. Very strange. I don't really know what to say about that. I think after a certain amount of time, you probably could go in, and it probably would also depend on what he went in for. And I think it was something quite minor because it was back in the day, wasn't it? So I don't know. Interesting though, very interesting. Right. Confirms. TikTok. I don't know if I'm going to stay on the tickety talks though. It does make me a bit nervous when you think that they're nabbing all of your data and stuff. So yeah, I might not, or put it on a burner phone. I don't know. Yeah, it makes me feel a bit uncomfortable. Don't know if I'm going to be a permanent ticker and talker. Don't know. Right. Oh no, my chat's jumped. Charlie should have got arrested. Yes, he should, but he didn't. Lives to see another day, doesn't he? Yeah, Mike Penny is a bit of a joke, really. How these people have big audiences is absolutely beyond me. Sheila, thank you. It's actually a dress, Sheila. It's a dress. It's a little dress. I like to keep it different. Right. Diplomatic immunity. Oh God. It's an outright ban if you've been to prison. That's weird. Then how did he get in? Does he have a fake passport? I wonder. No, they wouldn't get past security, would he? Wouldn't get past security. I don't know, Paul. I really don't. It's very strange. Then maybe he just didn't declare it. I don't know. That's interesting. It's interesting, but yeah, I mean, does it surprise you though that he can duck and dive? It doesn't surprise me. He's been ducking and diving his whole life. So if anyone's going to blag their way into America, it'll be him. But my point was, the reason why I brought it up was, in order to nowadays, after the past few years, in order to get in, you have to have had a certain thing that he has said for 2 years he was never going to have and has never had. But he's managed to exempt himself, his wife, and his teenage son. How's that? I just find that a little bit interesting and convenient. But there you go. Right. I mean, even if he did go on a private jet, he would still have to go through customs and all of that and present his papers and that kind of thing and fill out immigration form or whatever forms you've got to fill out and blah, blah, before you can get out of the airport. So even if he did fly by private jet, which I doubt he would have done because it's a long haul flight, he likes to keep it flashy when he's going from Spain to the UK because it's a fairly short flight. But if you're going over to the States, it's a long haul flight. And I don't think he would be able to, even with his grifter money, afford a long haul flight on a private jet. So I reckon he probably just went first class somewhere. He would have gone first class. He wouldn't have gone in, you know, cattle with the rest of the humans. Paid for the paperwork. Maybe he did. Maybe he did. Right. Ceci. It makes me nervous, TikTok. It makes me nervous as well. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing on there. And also, it's a bit depressing, is TikTok, because a lot of the videos are like people like slipping on banana skins and, you know, not being that entertaining, or showing you what they're having for dinner. Or mukbang. Oh, although the mukbang is all over YouTube as well, which is it's so grim. It's a weird place, this TikTok. I basically did it because of the Nadine Dorries stuff that I was doing, because I kept saying, you know, I'm on the TikToks, guys, as Nadine Dorries, and I thought, right, maybe I actually need to put her on TikTok and see what happens. And actually, she was quite well received, and I've sort of enjoyed doing that. So I may put targeted individual on there, but I might change her up a little bit. I might put a few changes in and see if I can play targeted individual straight, so people don't realize that it's satire. Maybe, I don't know. That'll be a real test of how convincing I can be as a character. I might have just really made a huge rod for my own back with that one. I don't know. Still hoping, waiting on the next grift buses. I don't know if there's going to be any more. I don't know. And it's really not down to me. I'm down for anything like that. I'll go on anyone's show and have fun, and you know, I'm happy to join anyone, and you know, exposing any old grifter. It's all good, but I don't know if we're going to do grift busters again, because I think everyone is like, everyone has jobs as well. I know Will is like full-time live streamer, and he does a lot, and he works with Sage as well, so I think he's just really, really busy. And the other guys have jobs to go to, and I just think it's impossible to get us all together on the same night at the same time to pull anything off. It takes a hell of a lot, so I think that's probably why we've not done any more. And also, you know, we're all parents as well, so we've got littlies to get to bed and all that kind of thing. So there's a whole load of reasons why it's a bit difficult. I mean, me pulling off this live stream was like, said to my husband, can you routine and, you know, do the dishwasher and stuff, and I'll jump on and do a live stream. I'm really old now, don't I? But there you go. Yeah, it's teamwork makes the dream work, and unless everyone's able to sort of pull together at the same time and put something together, then we can't do it. So it's a pain, I know, and it's sad, but there you go. Right, okay. Let me just turn my attention back to the chat. Yeah, Paul, I saw that Joe Rogan clip as well. Funnily enough, on TikTok, because you just mindlessly scroll through, and you like, and then you like, I've been here for an hour. What am I doing? It's really dangerous, TikTok. Actually, I'm not. See, when I'm busy at home doing whatever various stuff, I'll put YouTube stuff on. I'll listen to people's live streams. I'll listen to people's shows, because I don't have to look at them. Because a lot of people that I watch do like podcast type stuff, and so you don't need to be looking at anything that they're doing. So I can put my phone down, play a show, and get on with other stuff that I've got to do. You can't do that with TikTok, because you've got to like scroll to the next. So before you know where you are, you've been doing that for 35 minutes. It's toxic. I don't think I can stay. I can't stay. Too much booty on TikTok, says Ceci. I've not seen it. It depends what you put as your preferences. What does that say about you, Sassy? What have you put as your preferences, dear? These gems, you've got to watch them. Right. Still going to get your take on TYT. I did a little pilot for TYT. For anyone who doesn't know, TYT is the Young Turks. And I was going to do the Young Jerks. And I was, but I just kept getting distracted. Like, oh my God. Like I'm now, because my husband's just handed me. This isn't good. I haven't done it. I haven't done any actual work yet. I've just been talking. Oh God! Do you know? I started with tea. All my good intentions were there. I've got no room on this table either. Flaming heck! Honestly, I know. He's doing it out of love, or just boredom. No one wants to see me get drunk. I don't know. It's very nice. It's a passion fruit martini. And he gave me it last time. I got a little tiddly while I was working. But anyway. Okay. Right. Actually, someone's just brought up a really maybe the reason for the reason got the requirements that does happen with that has happened with a lot of countries now, hasn't it? So perhaps that's what the reason was. But I think it was more that he told his followers that he got a special card, that he got a special like exemption or something, which stopped him from which meant that he didn't have to do anything. Oh, did I freeze? Oh no, I hope I haven't frozen. Am I back? See, my husband's trying something new with a new connection thing, and I'm like, for God's sake! It's probably frozen on me pulling a really attractive face as well. Okay, well, look, it's freezing for people. This is going to be a fun night, folks. We're freezing up. We don't know what's going on. Right. I don't know, because we've been freezing up and it's been a bit weird. If anybody, picture blurred. Oh, bloody hell. I don't know if anyone put a request in yet for me to do any characters, so I'm trying to like spin back to see if I can find. Please put it in block capitals as well. And any requests or questions, please put it in block capitals, because I'm as blind as a bat, and I don't often notice things if it's not in. Oh, okay, thank you. I found one. Nadine. For those of you joining me from the United States of America, as we like to say, United States of America, like Lyman does. Nadine Dorries is a UK politician who talks absolute gibberish, and she tries to be like super down with it, down with the kids, and she just makes a bit of a silly billy of herself, really, and she says stuff, she gets stuff wrong. So she was put in charge of. She was the culture secretary, and she knows absolutely nothing about culture. Like, she doesn't know anything about theatre or music or social media or sport. And she's frozen up again. Your connection is on.